There is not a single company, there is not a single industry, there is not a single organization that does not have its own jargon.
From the time I got my degree, I was working in business, but my first job was at the Ford Motor Company, and my job was to work with the car dealers. And the first thing that my bosses said to me was, "We know you have this fancy language, but don't use it." And that's because the car dealers had educations from junior high school, and college, and they had their own language in the car business. And so the first thing I had to do is I had to learn the language of the car business, which is very different than just regular business language.
What were some things that they used that weren't commonplace for a typical business person?
Well, we had the 10-day. They took record of sales every 10 days.
And they just called it the 10-day.
They just called it the 10-day. They had, we got their financial statements every month. And there were all of these ratios that were involved in reading the financial statements. And each ratio had a special name. So while in the real world, they may just refer to it as the amount of time or money in the inventory, we would refer to it as the day supply, because it meant that they had 30 days of cars on supply, or they had 50 days of cars available, and that was wholly dependent upon their sales cycle, how they were selling with what speed, and that would be it. But I had to learn everything. And I could not, if I didn't use their language, then I couldn't communicate with the dealers.